under 90 proof battle. Old Forester 86, longbranch from Wild Turkey, also 86 proof. We thought that we would do this as a interesting little take on Sunday night fights. So looking forward to getting into these two whiskeys. They are actually both pretty darn good for being of the lower proof. So it'll be fun to put these head to head. Here's Mikey. We'll bring him in here in a second as soon as I get the request. Thanks for joining everybody for this next Sunday night fights between Old Forester and Longbranch. Thanks, Dr. Bourbon, MD. Definitely more interesting than the Oscars. I think so too. I never got into those shows, but I know that a lot of people like them. It is about to go down, Bourbon at Heart. All right, here's Mikey now.
Let's do this.
Sorry, it took me a minute to get in there.
No
How
worries.
you
How's
doing?
it going, Mikey?
It's going all right.
I'm thirsty.
Yes. Yes. Today was a butt kicker at work. I love working Sundays.
Yeah.
But when there's a fight night coming up, it makes it all worthwhile. Something to look forward to every time.
Yeah. This is gonna be fun. I was just talking a little bit about how we put this together. We thought it would be interesting. That was in the under 90 proof category, since we've never done it. So I think it's a compelling matchup. Two whiskeys that I think a lot of people drink. So it's good to match them up against each other.
This is definitely a bar drinking night. These are things you should find at a bar, and if it's part of a $5 special, like even better.
Yeah, the shot and a beer special. One of these two. Typically, the Old Forester you'll see in the shot and beer special.
Indeed. Yep. $5 and you get a Miller High Life with it. How can you go wrong, really?
You can't beat it.
Nope.
Beat it. So I do have to say that the Old Forester. So this, I was telling you in some direct messaging. This is like my pancake whiskey. So I pour this into the pancake batter. That doesn't make it bad. It adds some nice flavor to the pancakes.
Yeah, well, it's a way to make you feel better about morning drinking.
Exactly. I think that's the bigger part of it. Yeah,
Yep,
sure.
for sure. Oh yeah. My God, Bourbon at Heart. I will be doing bottle to throttle on both of these tonight. These are new make.
Yeah, so I've had this Old Forester 86 for a while, so this has been open for a while. I did pop into the Longbranch this past week, so it is open. Did we lose you, Mikey? Did you fall on the ground? Well, it looks like we lost him. We'll get him back here in a second. So I was saying this Longbranch is a newer bottle for me. I did pop it this week just to go back and revisit it a little bit. Both are definitely interesting. Here's Mikey again. Thanks for joining, everybody.
Yeah, sorry about that. Instagram, didn't want me to play tonight, so it's fine. I'm back.
I thought for a second there that you fell off the chair and took the phone with you, and we were just like staring up at the ceiling.
Look, if I fall off the chair, you're gonna hear so many expletives. It's gonna be rough.
So let's talk a little bit about these. So we were talking back and forth, and we thought that like Longbranch was going to be a huge favorite from fight fans coming into this. That was basically based on like the initial feedback I was getting when I first like posted about this. People were like So I guess these were just people that had a strong opinion, but I got quite a few people saying this isn't even a worthy matchup. Like Longbranch is so much better than Old Forester. And a couple of them I said, do you realize that Longbranch is an 86 proof whiskey and so is this Old Forester? Like, it's a legitimate matchup. So I don't know. I don't know what it was about that initial reaction, but that's not how it turned out.
No, it isn't. We're putting Wild Turkey up against something again, right? So,
Yes.
at this point, I don't know how people like bet. I don't know how they pick who they think is going to win. Like, I mean, I don't know if I would do any better if I was being a viewer and going, oh, which one would I choose? Like, honestly, like some of these, I think I've gone against the grain in what I thought I would bet for, you know, and initially I thought that this was going to be a landslide in betting. I think I even said so, that this was going to go way far turkey side. And it did not go that way even a little bit. Like it was Old Forester from the get go, and here we are. I think in some of the other informal polls that were out there, I think Old Forester polled on other people's pages too. So who knows?
Yeah, it's
who knows what people are thinking?
I don't know if it's the old the grudge against Old Turkey because people had the bad experience with it or something back in the day. I don't know what it is that about Wild Turkey, but it doesn't seem to get the love anytime we put it in a matchup.
I wonder with this one too, is the McConaughey effect in play? Do people just loathe this because of McConaughey? I personally hate the guy. But I can't stand him. I can't stand the guy. Like, I mean, overrated. Okay, yeah, he's good looking, I suppose. But come on, man. Like, he's making whiskey. It seems gimmicky, but if Drake could do it, and Bob Dylan could do it, and Metallica could do it, and Slipknot, and whoever else, like, why not him?
Yeah, that's true, but he's definitely got one of the better partners that you could have if you're going to get into the whiskey business, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not sourced. He could have sourced one.
Yeah, I mean, when you get down to this is, so let's talk about it. So it's Wild Turkey, an 8-year-old Wild Turkey that they then took and filtered once through American oak charcoal and then filtered a second time through the Texas mesquite charcoal, and that's like McConaughey's spin on this whiskey is the charcoal filtering. But when you get down to it, underneath all that is an 8-year-old Wild Turkey whiskey, which is pretty cool if you ask me.
That's right. Like we're not playing in the 80 proof realm. We're playing at 86, and this one's got a lot of flavor to it too. Like that mesquite makes this a pretty unique whiskey regardless of distillery. I don't know, is there another mesquite filtered whiskey out there? Probably by now, but not that I've had anyway. Yeah,
I'm sure there's some craft distillery in Texas doing it, but yeah, I mean, as far as like the mainstream stuff, this is the only one I know of.
Yep.
And it's just really interesting. I read a little bit about like how they were creating this product, the story that they tell about it. I don't know if it's in actuality true, but McConaughey wanted something sweet, and they were going back and forth with different samples. And originally it started out as like a 6-year-old product, and he kept saying, I want it sweeter. And then Eddie said, okay, I'm gonna move this up to an 8-year bourbon to kind of bring in some more sweetness, and that's what they settled on in the end. So I don't know.
It's definitely turkey. There's no mistaking it. Like it is turkey. Yeah. All right. So then this guy.
So we're looking at a 4 to 5 year bourbon, probably closer to 4 than it is to 5. But there's probably a mixture in there throughout this batch that they're making. There's probably some 5-year whiskey in there, and a whole lot more 4-year whiskey in there. So it's a discrepancy in the age, but hey, we've seen that before in these matchups, and it has not seemed to matter all that much.
Yeah, age isn't everything, folks. Neither is proof. Like there's a lot of other things that go into it. So We're going to find out tonight whether it's going to be Old Foe or if it's going to be Long Branch.
That's right. So let's talk a little bit about the mash bill on these. So the Old Foe is actually a high rye mash bill. So this is 72% corn, 18% rye, which I didn't realize that Old Forester had that high of a rye, and then 10% barley. So, I mean, you get north of 15% rye, that's a high rye bourbon.
It's going to show up for sure.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So that's going to add a little bit of complexity, I think, to the younger bourbon. Then this guy is what is the typical turkey mash bill. 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% barley. And then, of course, they do that charcoal filtering to the turkey product to get you to longbranch. And again, both 86 proof, which, I can see Old Forester releasing an 86 proof. They've got a wide range of products. So hitting the, below 90 kind of makes sense for them. I suppose it makes sense for turkey in a way. They do have the lower proof wild turkey product at it's 81 proof. So I guess this fits between that and the 101.
Yeah.
So you throw in the Long Branch at 86.
It's a good middle of the road. It fills a proof point for the turkey lineup. Frankly, they probably could have done this at 86 without the mesquite, and just put it out there as an 86 proof. I think we, as a whiskey community, would have been a little more, skeptical of the quality of it or the purpose for it. I think that the partnership with McConaughey made a lot of sense. Like, they were able to get a pretty well-known actor involved. It's good publicity for them. He's doing their marketing. He's doing a lot of stuff for them. I think it was probably a win for both of them. Although I'm not sure everybody at Turkey was super excited about doing it, right?
Yeah, it's interesting because when I was watching one of the videos with McConaughey, and he was there both with Jimmy and Eddie, and they were talking about Long Branch, and I was kind of watching, not so much Jimmy, but I was watching Eddie to see kind of to get a feel of he was cringing about this or anything.
Right.
There seemed like a couple spots where he was a little bit
Yeah.
But for the most part, it seems he's on board with it. But.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. The only thing that I'll say about this before we get into it is this bottle style. This really should have been the remake of Kentucky Spirit.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be a great bottle
It
for that.
really should have been, or Rare Breed or something like. The bottle design on this is fantastic, and I really feel like it's squandered on all, like, the lineup that Turkey has, the things they could have done with this bottle.
Yeah.
I think Kentucky Spirit. You got rid of the fan. And it's a beautiful bottle, but this would have made more sense for Kentucky Spirit, in my opinion.
Yeah. This is kind of sort of like an Art Deco kind of style bottle. It's really cool.
It's gorgeous, and I really hope that Turkey does some other things because, I don't like the labeling they did with Rare Breed. I don't like the labeling they've done now with Kentucky Spirit. I think they can do a lot better, and they have. And I think it's time for them to upgrade their other brands outside of the 101 and things like that. I think it's time.
Yeah, well, I have seen a new label for the 101 that people have posted through the TTB, and it's still not anything too great.
Right.
It's a little kind of basically polished up a little bit. It looks like the signatures on it might be in a little bit of a gold foil or something. But hey,
what can you do?
Yeah,
yep.
Exactly.
Not everybody can pull out a new Baker's bottle, right?
Right, exactly.
Which looks great.
All right, so let's talk about price. So the Old Foe, this is going to be actually shocking, I think, to people here. This bottle of 86 proof Old Forester is more expensive than the 100 proof. So this goes for $27. I didn't pay $27 for it. I got it for like $22, but it's like at Benny's, like the big guy here, it's $27. And the Old Forester 100 bourbon and the Old Forester 100 rye are $25. So it's really, really weird how the pricing works on this one.
$14.
13 bucks.
14, yeah.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, like it should cost that.
Yeah.
Like this is a bargain. This is a bargain bourbon right here. Yeah, $14.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, you can't beat that price.
No.
This guy it ranges, but I typically see it for around 35. I think I got this for 31 or 32.
It's a good price.
So it's I know it definitely ranges in different places.
This was 36 here, so but I've seen it. I've seen it for 42 here as well. So there's a wide range depending on where you're at.
Yeah. So originally, someone had made a comment to me about how there's such a price discrepancy between these two, and for you, there's a huge price discrepancy between
really big, yeah.
what you paid between these two. Mine is not so much, but I mean, I guess the Longbranch, they're positioning themselves as a little bit more of a premium while they're not really a premium.
It's an accessible premium, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an accessible premium for sure.
It's that whole marketing idea, I think.
Yeah. They did a smart thing. We don't always have it in the shops that I go into. Sometimes there's an empty spot, so now they're doing something right.
Yeah, I think it's selling. All right, Mikey. Well, let me get this thing going for us here. Let me play the tunes here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's ring that bell. All right, we are underway for the Old Foe versus Longbranch, the 86 proof battle here that we've got going on. I'm excited because I'm a little thirsty and I want to drink these guys.
I am very thirsty.
All right, so who's going to tell us out there where we're going to go?
Huh.
All
right.
Heart, Indiana.
Yeah.
Somebody tell us where we're going to start. First one to let us know is where we're.
I'm gonna play with plastic anyway.
All right. All right, we'll go with Brown Liquor Quest. All right, Indiana says Old Foe. Brown Liquor Quest says Old Foe. So let's start with the Old Foe.
Good, because that's a twisty.
Yeah, that's easy.
There, look at that. Made for me.
Crack that top. All right, let's get that bad boy.
All right, it's good. This is a bottle for throttle night for me, folks.
So round one, starting off, Old Forester. 86 proofer.
Smells good.
Yeah, this is a very sweet bourbon for me.
It smells sweet as hell.
I mean,
oh my god, yeah.
It's like this super sharp sweetness.
Yep. Yeah, this one just says Candy Crush.
Yeah, super sugary, very in your face sugar. So my bottle's been open for a while, so I have those that vanilla note is pretty strong and present as well. But I get tobacco on this too. I get a wet tobacco. It's a nice nose. I like it. I mean,
yeah. So it is what it is. It doesn't scream high proof. It doesn't scream this is going to be a real challenging flavor for you. It doesn't scream that. It screams exactly what it is.
Yeah, there is zero ethanol coming off this. It's just pure sweet liquid in the glass.
It's really unpretentious. It's right to the point. Like, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be bourbon.
It does
Yeah.
have a bit of a darker color than you would expect from being, rather proof down,
Yeah.
It's still got a pretty dark amber kind of color to it.
It's actually got a little bit of leg to it,
It
which,
does.
again, 86 proof's kind of yeah, it's got some long legs.
Yeah.
It is yelling, drink me. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it. If there's ever a bourbon desperate to be consumed, it's this one right now.
For sure. And this one is such an easy drinker, man. All right, Mikey, shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. If you're drinking at home, good for you.
I'm telling you, it's tasty.
And I got caramelized bananas.
Yep, there is that banana note in this, which is why I love to add this to pancake
I
batter.
did see that, right?
That's like that specific note really draws me to add this to the pancake batter.
Yeah, I totally get it. It is. It's a caramelized banana. It's like, so with syrup, like, it totally makes sense. This is delicious. This is a good glass of bourbon.
So it's very good, and I get a little bit of like a piney kind of minty note to it too, like on the back end. There's I think it's that rye a little bit kind of punching through a little.
Yeah, the spice comes through for sure. Hi, Courtney. How you doing? Just wanted to say hello, and we have to be on our best behavior, so I will try not to behave poorly. All right, I'm gonna try. I'm not promising. Yeah, the rye does come through. It comes through pretty cleanly too. Like, it's a really noticeable one. It's interesting because the rye comes through in a way that it reminds me a little bit of like old Granddad Bottled in Bond.
Yeah.
It punches through it. Now, granted, this is a lot sweeter than OGD, of course, but the way the rye just kind of rises to the top and says hello, like this reminds me of that.
Yeah, it's really nice. Kind of punches through there. A little bit of spice. I get a little bit of that like pininess to it. There is, like, in the finish, I'm surprised at the finish on this. It's actually a bit longer than I would expect it to be. It's not going to blow you away, but it kind of sits a little bit on the back of my tongue and, like, hits me with a little bit of, like, little bit of oak back there.
Oh, the oak and char are there, dude. Totally.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I'd say it's probably a little more char for me, but it is completely there. Like, actually, it's the one note I'm really pulling on the finish.
Yeah.
Is that char really, really shines.
Yeah, it's really nice, and
Yeah.
it's got like that candied kind of sweetness throughout, like as you're drinking it, it's going over your tongue. I mean, this is just, as the kids would say, this is crushable.
Well, here we go.
This is the crushable
Here we go.
whiskey.
Oh boy. Yeah, this is the bananas and char really stand for me. That's
Yeah.
good. I like it. That's a real good first round. Long branch better come correct or it's going to be over quick.
Yeah, seriously, that is a solid pour and a solid way to start this thing off.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
on to the long branch, and someone was asking, came in a little bit late. So we are doing the Sunday night fight here between Old Forester 86 and Wild Turkey Long Branch, or shall we call this Matthew McConaughey Long Branch? It's a lot of people people didn't know that, I don't think.
Yeah, it honestly, like frankly, it should have been 90 proof.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. It really should have. However, the mesquite filter does change the flavor quite a bit, so it may cut the need for that 90 proof. But I think the 90 proof should have been there. Like, I would have liked to have seen that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Old Forester doesn't really have a reason to up the proof on that
No.
one. But yeah, this would be interesting at so many different proof levels. Like 90 would be really cool. I mean, even I would like to see this at 95, maybe even. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna get this in the glass.
Maybe at some point we can get a barrel proof version
Ooh,
of
that would
Long
be
Branch.
That'd be interesting.
Texas and Oklahoma only.
So this is definitely lighter in color.
Yeah, legs aren't quite as thick, but they're there. No, actually, I take that back. They're there. Huh, not
It
bad.
sticks to the glass pretty well.
So
Kind of really hangs on.
I think I have a feeling that there's got to be a count of how many times we're going to say Matthew McConaughey's name, or if we're going to bring up Lincoln or anything else. I'm just going to start. I'm going to call this Matty Longbranch now. Like, that's just, it's going to be what it is. It's Matty Longbranch. I'm going to coin the term. If nobody else uses it, fine. I'll be the only one. But this is my Matty right here.
Let's do it. I love it. Matty Longbranch. So, all right, let's give this a nose here. So again, this guy is double charcoal filtered. First through American oak, then that Texas mesquite. What's interesting to me is that I get a pretty big floral note out of this. It's floral for me. I do get like a little spiciness. And there's definitely that smokiness to it. But it's not super pronounced yet. It may come out a little bit more as it sits here.
I hope so, because I don't get a whole lot on the nose on this.
I
just the old fellow, like, really, like, there was a lot right in the glass. This one, like, all I get really is the turkey mustiness.
Yeah, there's like that funk.
Yeah, it smells like old wood.
Yeah, it's like old wet wood, but there's something floral about it for me. And I get a little bit of that smokiness.
Maybe round two it'll open up a little bit in the glass, but as of right now,
bourbon at heart. I have a feeling that Longbranch is going to have a failure to launch. An old McConaughey movie reference there, everybody. I was actually looking through his movies that he's been in, and I have actually not seen many of his movies. I've seen, a few of them, but there's a lot that I have not seen. All right, shall we give this a...
Yeah, let's do it. The nose just isn't doing anything for me right now, so let's go. Cheers, cheers, everybody.
I like it. So my initial impressions are, I get like this, when I first sipped it, it like has like, it's weird, I have like this cooling effect in my mouth. It's like a cool, like creaminess to it. And then it's backed up by like some spiciness. I get chocolate, some cinnamon, and then I get that wood flavor in there too, and then at the end, I'm definitely getting like that turkey, a little bit of that turkey funk.
Yeah, the turkey age is definitely in there. I think the finish is really pleasant. Like
Yes.
I think it's a really really pleasant. The mesquite really comes out on that finish, which is it's really nice. And frankly, like it's so unique to anything else you're gonna pour. Yeah, again, this really makes me wish they'd done a 90 proof version, or if we could get a barrel strength version of this, because I think that mesquite would pop.
Yeah.
The finish on this is real nice.
Yeah, the finish is great. It gives me like a tingle across the roof of my mouth and like the sides of my tongue. Again, that like the little bit of that funkiness. There's like some brown spices in there or something. It's really good. There's definitely, like I said about the Old Forester, I feel like the finish on this is longer and a little bit more. It has a little bit more going on than you would expect it to have. But it's nice. It's a very very drinkable whiskey.
Yeah, the finish is strong. Like I'm really really digging the finish on this.
Yeah, it is nice. It's really nice. Both of these really impress the first go through. I know the nose on this wasn't as impressive for you, but I thought there was a little bit. I thought there was a good amount going on. It doesn't have that sweetness that the Old Foe does on the nose. For me, it was more floral, but good, a very good first round. I mean, honestly, this whiskey surprises me. It's really pretty damn good.
The finish alone doesn't play like an 86.
Yeah,
It just doesn't. Like it doesn't play like an 86. It really plays higher. It reminds me a little bit of a way like Eagle Rare would finish. You know, like it's a 90 proof whiskey, but you don't really like when you have it and you're like, oh wow, it's got a good finish to it. You think, wow, it's got to be a higher proof. No, this is definitely not a 100 proof finish,
no,
but for an 86, it definitely punches up. I dig this one. This is pretty good.
yeah, I agree. It definitely punches up, and it's much more than you would expect
Mm-hmm.
if you were sitting down to drink this. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot more going on than you would think.
Yeah,
So
most definitely.
it's impressive. I like it. So solid first round there for both of these whiskeys, I think. Again, I think a little bit surprising on the finishes for both of these.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I guess we're going to go into round two then with Old Foe right now, right?
Round two. This is definitely there is not a knockout here after one round. That's for sure. So anyone that has joined in the last couple minutes, we are in the midst of the Old Foe 86 versus Longbranch 86 proof or under 90 battle tonight. Just finished round one, both coming out very well, very drinkable whiskeys. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, I get the caramel corn coming.
Big time. And the caramel corn and the always desirable butterscotch for me.
Yep.
Yeah, there is loads of
Yeah.
butterscotch for me on the nose. And
Yeah, the nose has gotten better, and it was already pretty good.
all right, so let's see.
I'm still getting bananas too, though.
Vic Whiskey sent a question saying, "Is the Old Forester barley malted?" He thinks it is on the Longbranch. Yeah, on both of these, the barley is going to be malted. Yeah, so the nose on this is fantastic. It started out strong, and it's getting stronger.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yeah, and that caramelized banana, the butterscotch, vanilla, the candy corn, it's all there. It's all sweet and really, really, really nice.
Can we name a fight night the Thrilla and Vanilla? Yeah, we can do that for sure.
We can find, yeah, I'm sure we can find something to make that happen.
Oh, we got a fight fan. It's good. Oh, I love it.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
this smells good.
this is great. All right, let's go
All right,
to
round two of
on
the
this.
sip.
Cheers, everybody out there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Real good. I'll say sweet heat on that one. There is a nice dose of sweetness backed up by a punch of spicy heat. I'm still getting like a little bit of that sort of rye punchiness, a little bit of the kind of like a minty pine kind of note, which I really like. The caramel, the vanilla, there's a little bit of maybe citrus kind of creeping in there. I mean, I gotta say, this is a
Yeah,
really
this is
nice
tasty.
pour. Yeah, this is
I was
really
just
nice.
gonna. Somebody just asked what would Long Branch be in the Royal Rumble, and I was thinking it in my head, but Mr. C said it first. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, all the way, all the way. Long Branch is the one carrying a 2x4 over
Yeah,
his shoulder. Like there's no
yes, he
doubt.
is. That is for sure.
We got wrestling fans too. This is beautiful.
And some old school wrestling fans. I mean,
Hmm.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan goes back.
Yeah, this is real good. I
So
still
that
find I still find the finish to be fairly weak and char noted. I don't get a whole lot other than the char off of the finish on it, but it's damn good, man. No doubt.
yeah, it's good. The finish is I don't dislike it. There's like a little bit of like warm spiciness in there. It kind of sits on the back of my tongue. Kind of just hangs out a little bit with that, a little bit of that spice, a little bit of sweetness. It's nice. It's a very enjoyable pour.
Yep. All right. Are we about to?
Round two
Yeah.
on Long Branch.
Come
All
on,
right,
nose. Come on, nose. Open up for me.
all right.
Give me
Someone,
give me something. Give me something here.
Bourbon and Heart is asking me to, and maybe to you too, Mikey. Can you bring up your favorite McConaughey movie? So we talked about their movies and about how I haven't seen a lot of them, but my favorite of his is We Are Marshall, which I think is a really good movie. Dazed and Confused, of course, everyone knows the famous lines that he has in
What is the
that.
famous line? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they're probably waiting for one of us to sing it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. But I liked We Are Marshall. What about you, Mikey?
Um, I really don't like McConaughey much.
Yeah, we gathered.
I really don't like. It's just he's not my kind of actor. I really liked him in the Wolf of Wall Street. I think McConaughey is a good character actor if you leave him into smaller roles. I think the Wolf of Wall Street's probably my number one. He was really good in True Detective, though. Like
Yes.
he was real good in that, but that's not a movie. That's it's a mini series. So I'll
Yeah.
go with the Wolf of Wall Street, best supporting actor. Hashtag Oscars.
Oh, and someone's asking, I'm assuming this is for you, Mikey. This is from Indiana. Can we know how wet each bourbon is on a scale of 1 to 10? So, if fight fans tuned in last time, we had quite the obscene outburst from Mikey at one point. I sort of got sucked into it as well.
Oh yeah, you got sucked into it. Yeah, you were an innocent bystander. Oh man, I tell you.
It's funny.
Well, Long Branch is not a wet whiskey.
No.
For the record, it is definitely not a wet whiskey. It's not a shit. It is not a dry whiskey.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Like
Let's
say
leave it
a
at
Stag
that.
Junior.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. Sorry.
We're in round two, I think,
I get
of
I
Long
get
Branch.
I get a better nose out of out of Matty Longbranch this time.
All right, so yeah. It's definitely smokier.
It's opened up there. Yeah, the mesquite shows a little more. They don't get a whole lot of sweetness, or I get wet wood. It's like it. It's wet wood. That's what I get.
There's that little like that funky. I think that it's
Courtney, stop! All right, stop. Do not encourage us, please.
God.
Jesus Christ. Oh, this is going to devolve so quickly.
Yeah, it can go south real fast.
Oh shit.
Especially as we keep drinking.
Yeah, no kidding. And I didn't really eat much today, so I'm already feeling like it hit me in the head.
Yeah. So yeah, the smokiness has definitely come forward. I still get like that. I'm still getting like a bit of a floral, flowery kind of note, and maybe that's that musty wood kind of note for me. I don't know.
I gotta stop looking at the comments. I just can't. All right, I'm gonna sip this round 2.
Yeah, round 2. Here we go. Cheers, everybody. Cheers,
Matty Longbranch. Cheers.
It's a great pour.
It is. It's good.
I don't know what it is about this. So I said on that first round, I get like this. It's like a cooling effect when I first sip this. Like I get this cooling throughout my mouth, which I get that from like Pinhook, like a young Pinhook MGP. Like there's the one that they released last year that was the 4-year MGP. When I drink that, it is just like cold, cool, creamy vanilla, and I'm getting.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I'm getting like that cool, creamy vanilla note when I first sip this. I don't know what that is and why I get that flavor, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm definitely digging this. The finish on this for me is it's really the towering strength, because for me it's where all the flavors come out.
Yeah, it's nice. The finish, again, what I like about whiskey, like when I get that tingling sensation on the roof of my mouth and like along the sides of my tongue, which I get from this, I love that. That's telling me that there's something going on, a little bit more complexity than you would think. I think it's probably that older whiskey in this that just got a little more oomph to it, and it's cutting through that 86 proof.
Yeah. The wood comes out like that mesquite filter. I'll talk about this till I'm blue in the face. I needed the money. It just really pops, and it's just such a unique flavor profile. Like I'm a fan. I think that initially, I think everybody, including myself, when it first came out, thought, oh, mesquite, okay, it's a gimmick, it's a marketing thing, whatever. But this right here, like it really does pop out. It adds an important component to this particular bourbon. This is really good.
No, I think this is a really unique release by a major brand.
Mm-hmm.
I think that gives them, this product that they can go out there and market the way they are and kind of upsell it a little bit to people from, the 81 proof turkey. It makes sense now that, that you really look at it. It's a really, I didn't know that it really made sense for wild turkey, but I think it does.
Yeah, for this one it does. I mean, until we get to try a barrel strength or a 101 version of it, we'll never know if it actually plays. But for this one, it does. It definitely plays.
Yeah.
All right.
This is nice.
Looks like we're going to go to round 3.
Yeah, I definitely could not. I mean, if I was forced to, I could probably start voting now, but I don't think it's clear enough.
Yeah, I want to go one more on this just because. Yeah, like I think a third round is going to help me with the nose on Long Branch to
Yeah.
make a decision on this.
Yeah, I've got two things in my head that I'm thinking about between these two that will be decided in this round.
All right, back to Old Foe. Round 3.
Although we're going the full 3 rounds here, people. This is no KO. Yeah, so it's changed quite a bit. That like really sharp sweetness it's not gone. There's definitely sweet notes, but it's definitely like smokier, kind of more of those barrel notes coming forward.
Courtney doesn't get to come in here
Oh,
anymore.
boy.
Like no more. I don't know why when her comment comes up, I'm looking at it. I'm like right at that moment, like damn it.
You gotta love the comments from the fans. I love
It's
it.
beautiful. The bananas at this point are like the bananas Foster or bananas flambe. Like this, the caramelized banana screams out. The nose on this is just really, really, yeah. Like it's changed quite a bit, but it is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's great. Vanilla banana.
Yep.
The tobacco that I was getting on the first go round, I'm not really getting that anymore. It's definitely, the sweetness has calmed down. It's a little smokier, but the sweetness of that banana is there. But it's not as sharp as it was at first.
You know, the interesting thing about banana, that note is usually very representative of younger bourbon. Like that's a very common trait. And the way that this one comes out, it doesn't, like if you take a bottle of it's really, really banana, right? Like it really like just comes out right away. It's just bananas straight away. This one is a lot more subtle.
Yeah.
So it is older than whatever Jack Daniels is putting in that 86. I think this is just a better balance on the banana for sure. Like it's got, yeah, it's not super in your face. Great, here we go.
The banana is not in your face.
I'm done. Jesus.
You teed that one up.
Yeah.
All right, let's give this
yeah,
a go
here we
around.
go.
Cheers, Mikey. Cheers, everybody. This has been good times.
Fuck.
That is just sweet, sweet goodness.
Yeah, this is really, really tasty. That's it. That's it. Now I can't read the comments. Screw y'all. I'm gonna just drink my whiskey and talk. That's it. I'm not reading anymore. I'm done.
I can read it to you.
No, don't. I love it.
No, it's really sweet. I'm not getting like that. So I was getting like that minty pine that I was mentioning the first couple rounds. It's there, but it's kind of taking a back seat. I'm getting more of that like caramelized banana now on the palate.
Yeah, it's very, very upfront.
Yeah, which is great. I love it. The finish, I feel like the finish still just kind of hangs out on the back of my tongue. It's nothing crazy is happening, but it's just a little bit of that warm spice just kind of sitting on the back of the tongue. It's nice.
Yeah, no one's ever going to rave about this finish.
No.
They're not. Like to me, it's 1 or 2 notes. Doesn't do a whole lot.
Still waiting on a wetness score from you, Mikey, is what I just got messaged.
It's a 5.
It's a 5. It's right in the middle.
That's it. It's only a 5. Yep. That's it. All right.
That's good. I mean, very, very quality pour, very drinkable. I could see why people would want to have this around just as an easy sipper to throw it into a cocktail here and there, as I do, throw it into some pancakes. You know, it's kind of like one of those. It's a do-it-all. It's a
workhorse right there, no doubt.
Yeah.
All right. So Long Branch.
Long Branch, round 3.
Round 3, Long Branch. Let's see what we got.
The old, as we're calling it now, Matty Long Branch.
Matty Long Branch.
All right, so I feel like this one on the nose hasn't changed all that much.
It hasn't changed at all.
I mean, I feel like so the first couple rounds, the first round I was getting that real floral punch. Second round it was still there, and like the smokiness or the mesquite or whatever, the charcoal was kind of coming through a little more. This third round, the floral really isn't there for me, and it's mostly that kind of smoky note that's coming through on the nose. It's pretty one note for me.
Yeah, the nose is inconsequential.
Yeah, I mean, there was like some of that mustiness before. It's not really there right now for me. So if anything has changed, I guess that if there was kind of that wet, kind of woody mustiness, I don't get a ton of that right now. It's mostly just kind of a smoky kind of note.
Yeah, just kind of sits.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
Thanks, Mikey. Round 3. Cheers, everybody. Still that cool, creamy vanilla. Some sweet spice. I do get chocolate on this. Cinnamon. A little oakiness. I like it. It's really nice.
Yeah, I actually pulled cinnamon this time on the finish for sure. Yeah, I definitely pulled that cinnamon. The cinnamon's a good, nice note. That mesquite, though, the mesquite is it's not dominant and overpowering, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, I can't ignore it. It's just so cool.
It is nice. I mean, again, that, like the bit of tingling across the top of the roof of my mouth and sides of the tongue, a little bit of that smoky mesquite, and then that, and this we get this on all wild turkey. It's just kind of like that finish just kind of like grabs you a little bit, and like it tells you that, you know, the whiskey is still there hanging on, and I really think that Long Branch really benefits from that older 8-year turkey, especially in this finish.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a strong finish for sure, no doubt. All right, are you able to make a decision?
I think I can. I think I had a couple questions going into that last round. I think they've been clarified, and I think we can go to the ballots here. We can go to the cards. Old Foe versus the newly crowned Matty Long Branch.
A 5 wetness right here. A 3 wetness.
5 and a 3 wetness. All right. So, all right, Mikey. Let's start out with the Old Foe. Well, I guess we're gonna just start out with the nose. Where are you gonna go with the nose?
I got Old Forester all day on the nose.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there, because it's just that it started out strong. It had a few more notes in it than the Long Branch. some things kind of changed a little bit as we went through each round. Some of like that banana flavor became more pronounced. The sweetness kind of went a little bit further to the back. Some more of that smokiness came forward. So a very good nose. And the Long Branch was pretty much, I mean, it changed a little bit, but for the most part, I think we can say that it was fairly the same throughout all 3 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, the old foe nose, it's got the notes of sweetness. It's, it smells delicious, and it really kind of evolved a little bit, but it didn't change substantially. It was just a really pleasant smell the entire time.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so the palate, I'll go first on the palate.
Cool.
Now this one is interesting because they both have these notes that I really enjoy. Like the Old Foe is your in your face bourbon. It's got like the caramelized flavors. It's got that nice caramelized banana note that kind of came forward more and more, which I really like. It's got the vanilla. I was getting that punch of like a little bit of punch of mint and pine, some citrus in there. So a lot going on. And then the Long Branch, though, there's something about that, like, I don't know. All I can say is like that cool, creamy vanilla flavor that I get out of it. And then followed by some sweet spice and chocolate. I'm going to give the edge to Long Branch on this one. They both really have really interesting palates that I like, but I'm going to go Long Branch.
Cool. I'm actually going to take the opposite track on this. I actually prefer the palate on the Old Forester 86. There's something about the, that caramelized banana that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's a flavor I really like. Typically don't get that in a lot of the whiskey I drink because it's usually much higher proof, so I don't usually catch banana. But on this one, like tonight, like I think that I think the Old Forester, for me, the bananas like stand out, man. I really enjoyed the bananas.
Yeah, it's really nice. But I think we're gonna have. I think I know who wetness that sells it for Mickey. It does. I mean, if you can get him on the wetness, I mean, that's his thing. Fond of wet bananas, I think so. All right. Finish. I think we're gonna have a tie here because I think we both much preferred the Long Branch finish. It was far superior to the Old Forester. So that's the way I'm going. I'm assuming you're going that way as well.
For sure. Yeah. The finish, the complexity with that mesquite is so different. And it's got really like that last pour on round 3, like gave me the little bit of cinnamon to go with the mesquite that to me was the deal breaker on finish. Like the finish I thought was pretty much better start to finish in all 3 rounds. But this one, it's the mesquite makes it. This is such a good finish.
And this is the thing though with the wild turkey stuff. I'm pretty sure, like if we go back and look at all the fights where there is a turkey product involved, it wins the finish every time. I mean, there is something about that wild turkey finish that is just phenomenal. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's the older age that they usually have in their whiskey and some of that barrel that's just coming through and grabbing you. It's really good. So we've got our first, in a while, we've got our first tie in quite some time. So tonight, guys, Old Forester versus Long Branch, we've got a tie. Old Foe takes the nose from both of us. We split on the palate, and Long Branch takes the finish. So we've got a 3-3 tie. 2 excellent bourbons that deserve to be on your shelf.
If you like 86 proof.
If you like, yeah. I mean, they're worth a flyer.
Yeah, I would say if you're in a bar and you look and you need a cheap, a cheap pour, these are two you can't go wrong with for sure. Like you can't lose.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mikey, we're running up. We're right at 9 o'clock here, which I just looked up and we put in the votes right at that last minute.
It happens.
All right, Mikey. Well, another good fight comes out a tie. I think both of these are worthy, and it was a great Sunday night fight.
Cheers to everybody. There are some prizes coming. I can't wait to see the results. It was a lot of fun, Chris, as always. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, a lot of laughs tonight.
Oh, God, I can't wait to watch this replay.
All right, Mikey. We'll see you. We'll see you in a couple weeks, and we'll talk offline. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, take care, Mikey. All right, everybody. I don't know if I'm still on here, but thank you very much for joining the Sunday night fight tonight. It was a draw.